Now is the time for partnerships and not for politics. We can't wish coronavirus away. And let me just pause and go off script for a moment, because I know that everybody is hopeful, and some are putting out that hope of us being back in churches by Easter or synagogues by Passover, of restarting the economy in a couple weeks. I think we owe it to everybody to be straightforward and honest that we will not be back in Los Angeles. We will not be back to that normal in that short period of time. I have said to be prepared for a couple months like this. And just as I took action to act quickly at the beginning, and I said when it feels wrong, it's the right time to do it, by the time it feels right, it's too late. The same goes with how long we're going to have to keep these measures. We won't extend it one day longer than we need to, but just because we're having success, sometimes we have to keep seeing that through. And that goes for this entire country. I've spoken to my brother and sister mayors across the country, urging them to take action, even sometimes in smaller places before they have their first case, because it is coming everywhere. And the faster that we act, the better we can protect all of us. We are one country, and Los Angeles is a critical city, not just to California, but to every American. And so while first and foremost everything I do is for this city, it is also for the good of this country, and I hope that all of us in this nation will keep that in mind. Tonight, let me discuss a little bit more about enforcement. Many of you have called, questions from the media, and my Safer at Home emergency order is clear. It requires residents of Los Angeles to stay in their homes, and the only exceptions are the only exceptions. Most Angelenos have stepped up, heeded the calls to practice physical distancing, and I'm so grateful for that. But it isn't enough. We're still getting reports each day of non-essential businesses that continue to operate as normal. This behavior is irresponsible and selfish. It may serve a few people for a moment, but it will put all of us at risk for a long time. That's why the city must strongly enforce these measures that we have put forward to protect everyone's public health. City Attorney Mike Feuer and his team have been great partners over the past several weeks in responding to the emergency, and he has assigned our neighborhood prosecutors, which cover every police station in the city, to implement and enforce each of our public health and safety measures. Thank you. But when our neighborhood prosecutors at the City Attorney's Office, members of our legal force assigned to different areas of the city, receive complaints about local businesses, they will now contact those businesses to warn them of their violations before escalating to stronger enforcement measures. In addition to these prosecutors, tonight we're also launching the Safer at Home Business Ambassadors program. These are folks who can help us get even greater adherence without the threat of the law. How it works is simple. If a non-essential business is refusing to comply with the order, city workers and volunteers from my crisis response team will join LAPD in obtaining voluntary compliance with our directive. The easiest way to avoid a visit from the city is to follow the rules. Where this does not happen, we are ready to deploy these folks, identify businesses that are not doing what they're supposed to, issue initial warnings, and if necessary, share information on recurring non-compliant establishments with LAPD for further enforcement that may result in a referral to the City Attorney's Office or citation actions. So if you know of a shop that's failing to do as asked, give them a call and ask them to do what's required. Remind them, and if they won't, refer them. Because if we see continued noncompliance, they'll wind up facing misdemeanor charge, and DWP will step in and shut off their water and power. Even, as I want to reassure folks, while residences will not have water and power cut off. So let me speak directly to the non-essential businesses that are still operating against the law and still requiring people to come into work and still putting everybody at risk. You know who you are. You need to stop it. This is your chance to step up and to shut it down, because if you don't, we will shut you down.